Without faith, it is impossible to please God. The necessity of faith declared. You notice that there is no limit put on this declaration. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. This law applies universally to every person under the gospel dispensation. There are a great many people who are very anxious to know about the future of the heathen, but we may well leave them to the great judge of all, earnestly desiring to bring them to the faith which is in Christ Jesus. It is much more practical for us to think of those to whom faith is possible, because the gospel has come to them and they have heard it. The declaration of our text, without faith it is impossible to please God, applies to every person, whoever that person may be. See how men are buried nowadays? A man has been a king, so of course his funeral must be one of the most religious majesty. And though his soul, loaded with 1,000 crimes, has sunk deep into the pit of hell, yet there are many who suppose that he went to heaven because he was a king. And if a man is a poet and can write fine verses, though they are steeped in lust, yet there are some who suppose that such a cultured person cannot be lost. Surely, said a blasphemous man, God will think twice before he damns such a gentleman as that. And what the skeptic spoke sarcastically is, no doubt, a common notion of many people, that if men happen to be in what are called the higher ranks of society, or happen to be largely gifted with a certain faculty, or happen to have been eminently successful in life, or to have been great inventors and so forth, it must be well with their soul. But let it be known to one and all that without faith it is impossible to please God. But, says someone, men have been very sincere in the pursuit of external religion, and they have been moral and kind and benevolent. Haven't they pleased God? It is not for me to use flattering speeches, for my text is very sweeping. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. He who has missed this faith has missed the vital point. Had he begun with that, his kindness, his morality, his benevolence would have been acceptable, because in them there would have been the flower of life, the faith that makes them live. But without this, they are cold, soulless, dead, mere carcasses of virtue, devoid of life. Without faith, in any case, and in every case, it is impossible to please God.